Okay, it's time to look at this week's power rankings.
Oh, I was supposed to say that. It's all good.
All right, this week's power rankings. For the most part, week to week, we've had like a couple of differences. This week, it's really different for both of us. Obviously, we both agree that Vancouver's at the top. I don't think there's much to add to that.
Not really. 7-1, only loss versus Sask so far. They're killing it.
What's interesting is this could have been a different conversation if that Sask Vancouver game went differently, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think it's indisputable at this point that Vancouver. My question is how much of a gap will they kind of create for themselves in the West, because the rest of the West is really jam-packed, but they seem to be sort of running away with it.
Absolutely. So it's weird. I've been high on the Edmonton Stingers all year. You're the one that has them at 2. I have them at 3.
I'm surprised. I need to hear why you have them at 3. So look, they're 5-2, second in the West. Win over Winnipeg, a win over Calgary. They're just doing things right. I love how well coached they are. It feels so egalitarian in the way that they play. There's not that one guy, but all 5 guys on the court at once can somehow contribute. You mentioned that a couple weeks ago, and so it's kind of rubbing off. I feel like they deserve that love to be second.
For me, it was I didn't love that loss against Niagara, and for whatever reason, they're 5-0 on the road, but 1-2 at home. So if they can fix that home record, which is like usually the easiest thing to do, they'll definitely be 1 or 2 for me.
Okay.
And then
is that why you have them
and then the Rattlers, right? Like I said, if they had won, we're here talking about them as 1. So I have them at 2. Number 4, I got Scarborough.
I have Scarborough at 3. I have Sask at 4. The reason I have Scarborough at 3, even though they had a pretty bad loss against Montreal, Cat Barber's coming back. I kind of trust their infrastructure. I mentioned Tevian Jones and S&D 500. Just the group that they have, I think, is a championship caliber group. Galvanizing that together, putting it together is obviously the question. I just trust them a little bit more. No offense to Larry Abney in the squad, I'm sorry. But I trust them a little.
Sat down with the guy.
I know. And I talked to him. He was like, man, I'm excited about Bryson Williams. Anyways, I do think I trust Scarborough's infrastructure just a tad bit more than Sask.
Yeah, they had a great stretch before that loss to Ottawa, giving Ottawa their first home win. It's for me, it's the quality of wins, and I think I talked about that last week. Like I want to see them beat a Vancouver, a really good team, right? Yeah. And then I'm surprised the folks at home with my 5. Who's your 5 though?
My 5 is Niagara.
Yeah, which is surprising to me.
Yeah, I know.
Because you've been tough on them. And
yeah,
I have them outside.
But there's something about keeping afloat while your main guy isn't here. And once Khalil comes back, I think things will get better. Sort of like Scarborough in the sense that I'm banking on them doing better later in the season. So that's why I trust them now. And offensively, they make a lot of sense. Very similar to Scarborough. They're at the top of the league when it comes to 3-point percentage. They're trying to win the possession battle, the possession game. That's why I put them in there. They're playing good basketball, I feel.
Yeah, I would have had Niagara in my 5th spot, and this is more of an angry thing because I want to see them do better because some of their losses have frustrated me. Sure. So I have them on the outside looking in, but Montreal 2-1 in their last 3 games, and just a great beat-up win against Ottawa, and I was there, so I'm influenced a little bit, but I just love this team because in talking to them, they said, hey, we want to earn our spot in championship weekend. We don't want to just coast through the season and know we're going to be there. So I'm high on Montreal, and I want to see what they do this week.
And that'll prepare them for championship weekend, right? Playing with that rhythm, getting into that rhythm is going to be key for when championship weekend comes around. Shout out to them finally making it.
We got you up on the board. So Montreal, let's move up the ladder here in the jersey rankings and in the power rankings.